Hi students, this is Botany PSR. Today we will discuss about Kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera, right? This five kingdom classification proposed by R.H. Whittaker in 1969. Five kingdom classification proposed by R.H. Whittaker. Next, what are the five kingdoms means? Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. These monerans are prokaryotes. Protistans are unicellular eukaryotes. Fungi, Plantae, Animalia are multicellular eukaryotes. That means number of prokaryotic kingdoms means 1. Prokaryotic kingdoms means 1. Number of eukaryotic kingdoms means 4. First eukaryotic kingdom is Protista. Those are unicellular. All unicellular eukaryotes are placed in Protista. Multicellular eukaryotes are placed in Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about first kingdom called Monera. Kingdom Monera. What are the groups found in Monera? First one, Archaebacteria. Second one, Eubacteria. Third one, Mycoplasma. Fourth one, Actinomycetes. Of course, Actinomycetes not in NCERT textbook. Eubacteria is of two types, bacteria and cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is also called BGA, blue-green algae. Cyanobacteria is also called blue-green algae. What is the code to remember all the groups in Monera means RU my actor. RU my actor, that is the code to remember. So that is Archaebacteria, Eubacteria, Mycoplasma, Actinomycetes. In all these are all monerans are prokaryotes. If you look at here means prokaryotes are found only in this kingdom only. Prokaryotes not found in other kingdoms. That's why all monerans are prokaryotes. True. All prokaryotes are monerans. This is also true. All monerans are prokaryotes. True. All prokaryotes are monerans. This is also true. First eukaryotic kingdom is Protista. Right. So RU my actor. That is the code. Archaebacteria, Eubacteria, Mycoplasma, Actinomycetes. Right. All these prokaryotes generally possess cell wall, but Mycoplasma cell wall is absent. Mycoplasma cell wall absent. That is very important point. Cell wall is absent. So all monerans have cell wall except Mycoplasma. All monerans have cell wall except Mycoplasma. Okay, this Mycoplasma does not possess cell wall. Right. All monerans have cell wall. False. All monerans have cell wall except Mycoplasma. True. Bacteria possess cell wall. True. Cyanobacteria possess cell wall. True. Actinomycetes possess cell wall. True. Mycoplasma contains cell wall. False. All monerans have cell wall except Mycoplasma. Okay. Right. All monerans are prokaryotes, no? Prokaryotes means what are the characteristic features? Prokaryotes means true nucleus is absent. Membrane bound cell organelles are absent. What are the membrane bound cell organelles? That is endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes, vacuoles, chloroplast, mitochondria, etc. etc. All these membrane bound cell organelles are absent in prokaryotes, found in eukaryotes. Very important point. Okay. Right. Look at here, my dear students. Comparison. Archaebacteria, eubacteria is of two types. Bacteria, cyanobacteria. Next, mycoplasma. Next, actinomycetes. Prokaryote. These are all prokaryotes only. These are all prokaryotes only. True nucleus. Absent, 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 absent. Next, membrane bound cell organelles are absent, 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 absent. Why? Because characteristic feature of prokaryotes means true nucleus absent. Membrane bound cell organelles are absent in prokaryotes. These are all prokaryotes, no? That's why absent. Next, ribosomes. What type of ribosomes do you find in prokaryotes? Means 70th type of ribosomes. That is present, 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 present. So that is ribosomes are not membrane bound cell organelles. Ribosomes are non-membrane bound cell organelles. Ribosomes are membraneless cell organelles. That means how many membranes are present around each ribosome means 0. No membrane around each ribosome. So that is type of ribosomes found in prokaryotes means 70th type of ribosomes are found in all these prokaryotes. Next, respiration. What type of respiration they can perform means anaerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration, aerobic, anaerobic, aerobic. That is third one, cyanobacteria is aerobic, fifth one, aerobic. So, which are aerobic? Aerobic means the respiration that occurs in presence of oxygen is called aerobic. In absence of oxygen is called anaerobic. Next, organization of body. Unicellular, unicellular, cyanobacteria, unicellular, colonial or filamentous. Whereas mycoplasma are unicellular, whereas actinomycetes are branched filamentous, branched filamentous. Next, this is very important point, my dear students. Cell wall is made up of Archaebacteria, pseudomerine. Archaebacteria cell wall is made up of pseudomerine. Don't say merine. Whereas in bacteria and cyanobacteria, cell wall is made up of same substance called peptidoglycan or mucopeptide or murine. In actinomycetes, pseudomerine. In bacteria and cyanobacteria, murine, also called mucopeptide, also called peptidoglycan, also called peptidoglycan. Whereas in mycoplasma, cell wall is absent. All mononeurons have cell wall. False. All mononeurons have cell wall except mycoplasma. Very important point. Whereas in actinomycetes, cell wall is made up of mycolic acid. In actinomycetes, cell wall is made up of mycolic acid. So, one sentence, my dear students. In mycoplasma, cell wall is made up of mycolic acid. False. So, it is a misnomer. Okay. In mycoplasma, cell wall is made up of mycolic acid means the statement is false. Mycolic acid is the cell wall component of, that is, actinomycetes. Whereas in mycoplasma, cell wall is absent. Cell wall is absent. So, one by one we have to discuss. First group is so called Archaebacteria. First group is so called Archaebacteria. These Archaebacteria can survive even in harsh habitats. Even in harsh habitats. Next, what are the different types means? Archaebacteria types means 3 types, that is halophiles. Halophiles. Next one, dermoacidophiles. Right. So archaebacteria can survive in extremely harsh habitats. Halophiles means salty areas. Dermoacidophiles means that is hot springs, that is high temperature, strong acids, high temperature and strong acids. And methanogens, these methanogens are present in anaerobic sludge digester. These are also found in gut of ruminant animals. These methanogens are also present in gut of ruminant animals. So that is halophiles means salty areas. These archaebacteria can survive in salty areas, high temperature, hot springs. Hot springs means that is high temperature acids. Next, they can survive in salty areas. So that is methanogens. 1 minute. All right. Right, methanogens. Methanogens means that is marshy areas. Marshy areas. Halophiles means salty areas. And dermoacidophiles means high temperature and acids. So these archaebacteria can survive even in extreme conditions like salty areas, high temperature acids and marshy areas. So that is the archaebacteria that can survive in marshy areas are called methanogens. These methanogens are also found in gut of ruminant animals, also found in anaerobic sludge digester. These methanogens are responsible for production of biogas. Biogas is also called methane gas, also called gobar gas, also called clar gas. What are the components means? Methanogens produce, that is biogas. Biogas is also called gobar gas, also called methane gas, also called clar gas. What are the components means? That is methane, CH4, that is 50 to 70%. Methane, 50 to 70%. Carbon dioxide, 30 to 40%. And hydrogen sulfide, little traces. So this is the decreasing order. So what is the predominant substance in biogas means methane. Least component means hydrogen sulfide. So that is methane means 50 to 70%. Carbon dioxide is 30 to 40. Little amount is hydrogen sulfide. Okay, that is about methanogens. These archaebacteria differ from bacteria in their cell wall. Archaebacteria differ from other bacteria in their cell wall structure. Next, these archaebacteria can survive even in extreme conditions because of cell wall. According to NCERT, these archaebacteria can survive even in extreme conditions because of cell wall, according to NCERT textbook. But correct concept is these archaebacteria can survive even in extreme conditions because of cell membrane with branched chain lipids. Cell membrane, not because of cell wall. but according to given textbook, cell wall you have to write. In exams also you have to write cell wall only. The archaebacteria can survive even in extreme conditions because of cell wall. But correct concept is because of cell membrane with branched chain lipids. With branched chain lipids. So this is about archaebacteria. Again, these archaebacteria can survive in harsh habitats. Some archaebacteria can survive in salty areas. Those are so-called halophiles. Some archaebacteria can survive in high temperature acids. Those are so-called thermoacidophiles. Some archaebacteria can survive in marshy areas. Those are so-called methanogens. Methanogens, overall methanogens are found in means that is anaerobic sludge digester, that is it will come in sewage treatment. Anaerobic sludge digester and also present in gut of ruminate animals like cows and buffaloes. Next, methanogens will produce gobar gas. The predominant substance in gobar gas is methane. How much percentage means 50 to 70%. And the archaebacteria differ from other bacteria in their cell wall structure. The archaebacteria can survive even in extreme conditions because of cell wall. The cell wall is made up of, cell wall in archaebacteria is made up of pseudomurine. The cell wall of archaebacteria is made up of pseudomurine. Right, please note down all these points, my dear students. Now second group, eubacteria. Eu means true. That is, which are called true bacteria? Both bacteria and cyanobacteria are considered as true bacteria. Eubacteria means both bacteria and cyanobacteria together called eubacteria. That is, eubacteria is of two types, bacteria and cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria is also called blue-green algae. Right. First one, we have to learn bacteria. Bacteria, the sole members of monerans. Sole members means main members. The sole members of monerans are bacteria. Next, bacterial cell structure is very simple, but their behavior is complex. Bacterial cell structure is simple, but behavior is complex. Next, based on morphology, bacteria are of two types. One is called cocci, second one is called bacilli, third one is called vibrio, fourth one is called spirillum. If the bacteria are spherical shape, it is so called coccus. Plural form is cocci. If the bacteria shape is rod shape, means it is so called bacillus, singular. Plural form is bacilli. If it is comma shape, means it is so called vibrio. If it is spiral shape, means it is so called spirillum. So, number of types of bacteria based on shape means 4 types. Morphology, how many types means? 4 types. 4 types of bacteria. Next, based on staining. Based on staining, bacteria are of staining. Bacteria are of 2 types. One is gram positive bacteria, another one is gram negative bacteria. This staining proposed by Christian Gram. Christian Gram. It was done by Christian Gram. Staining of bacteria can be proposed by Christian Gram. Staining substance is crystal violet. Staining substance is crystal violet, which can take up the stain are called gram positive. Which can take up the stain are called gram positive. Example means lactobacillus. Gram negative means E. coli. Here gram positive means teichoic acid present. Here teichoic acid is absent. Teichoic acid. Right, gram positive, which can take up the stain are called gram positive. Which do not take up the stain are called gram negative. Teichoic acid is present in gram positive. Teichoic acid is absent in gram negative. Example for gram positive means lactobacillus. Example for gram negative is E. coli, Escherichia coli. Right, next. We have to learn the bacterial cell structure. Now look at here, my dear students. Look at here. This is the bacterial cell structure. This is the glycocalyx. This is the cell wall. This is the cell membrane. And these are flagella. These are fimbriae. These are pili. Pili also called sex pili. Right. The cell membrane, this is the cell membrane, no? Cell membrane infoldings or extensions of cell membrane into the cytoplasm are called mesosomes. This is the bacterial chromosome. This is the plasmid. Bacterial chromosome is also called genophore. Number of chromosomes in each bacterial cell, 1. This is the plasmid. Type of ribosomes means 70S. Inclusion bodies are also present. This same bacterial cell structure I have explained in Unit of Life. You please go and refer completely. Okay, right. Parts in bacterial cell structure. What are the parts of bacterial cell structure, cell envelope modifications, cytoplasm, ribosomes, inclusion bodies, bacterial chromosome, plasmid. Total 8 parts are there. Cell envelope means glycocalyx, cell wall, cell membrane. This glycocalyx may be slime layer or it may be the capsule. Right. So, if you look at this is the glycocalyx, this is the glycocalyx. If it is loose sheath means it is so called slime layer. Thin loose sheath means slime layer. If it is thick, hard, tough means it is capsule. So, now glycocalyx is made up of means that is polysaccharide. Very, very important. Glycocalyx is made up of polysaccharides. Slime layer, if it is a loose sheath, thin, it is so called slime layer. If it is thick, hard, tough, it is so called capsule. So, that is glycocalyx is made up of, slime layer is made up of, capsule is made up of, we have to say polysaccharides and may contain proteins. Next, cell wall. Cell wall of bacteria is made up of peptidoglycan. Cell wall of bacteria is made up of peptidoglycan, also called mucopeptide, also called murine. Next, cell membrane. Cell membrane is made up of lipoproteins. That is lipids and proteins. Right, all these three layers together called cell envelope. All these three layers together act as protection. All these three layers together act as protection. Right, the layer present between glycocalyx and cell membrane is cell wall. Outer to cell membrane is cell wall. Outer to cell wall is glycocalyx. Okay, right. Cell wall. In bacteria, cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan, also called mucopeptide, also called murine. Next one. The layer present below the cell wall is called cell membrane. It is made up of lipids and proteins. Wherever the cell membrane is present, it is made up of lipids and proteins. So, the eukaryotic nature found in prokaryotic cell is chemical composition of cell membrane, lipids and proteins, as in eukaryotes. Very, very important point. The eukaryotic nature found in prokaryotic cell is, that is, cell membrane chemical composition. In both prokaryotes and eukaryotes, cell membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. Very, very important point. Now look at here, the infoldings of, this is the infoldings of cell membrane. Don't say cell wall. The infoldings, the extensions of cell membrane of bacterial cell is called mesosomes. These mesosomes are in the form of, vesicles, or in the form of tubules, or in the form of lamellae. These mesosomes are in the form of vesicles or tubules or lamellae. Mesosomes functions means they help in cell wall formation. Mesosomes help in DNA replication and its distribution to daughter cells. Mesosomes also helpful for respiration. Mesosomes also helpful for secretion. Also helpful for increase the surface area. Also contain enzymes, enzymatic content. Again, what are the functions of mesosomes means That is, it helps in cell wall functions of mesosomes, cell wall formation, DNA replication and its distribution to daughter cells. Respiration. Mesosomes are useful for respiration. So, equivalent cell organelle is so called mitochondria. Mesosomes in bacterial cell is equivalent to which cell organelle in eukaryotes means we have to say mitochondria. Why? Because mesosomes are useful for respiration. Mitochondria are also useful for respiration. Right. So, respiration, secretion, increase the surface area of absorption, enzymatic content. These are all the functions of mesosomes. Like this, the cell membrane extensions also found in cyanobacteria. There we have to call chromatophores. That means the cell membrane extensions in bacteria called mesosomes. The cell membrane extensions in cyanobacteria called chromatophores. Chromatophores. Right, that is about mesosomes. Okay, so this is about cell envelope. Next, cell envelope modifications, that is flagella, pili, fimbriae. Flagella. So, these flagella are useful for motility. The cell envelope modifications useful for motility means flagella. The cell envelope modifications not useful for motility means fimbriae and pili. Fimbriae and pili. Inside this flagellum, do you find any 9+2 arrangement? No. Here 9+2 arrangement is absent. Why? Because it is a prokaryote. No. Prokaryotic means flagella do not contain 9+2 arrangement, whereas eukaryotic flagella contain 9+2 arrangement. What is that 9+2? 9 means 9 peripheral doublets and 2 central singlets are found. So, these flagella are useful for motility, made up of protein called flagellin. Don't say tubulin. Why? Because 9+2 arrangement is absent. Euglena flagella, Paramecium cilia, Trypanosoma flagella, all these are eukaryotes. Eukaryotic flagella are made up of microtubules. That's why made up of protein called tubulin. Okay. So, prokaryotic flagella is made up of flagellin protein. 9+2 arrangement absent. What are the parts? Parts means, let us suppose this is the flagellum. So, this is basal body and this is hook and this is filament. This is a flagellum. So, flagellum contains how many parts means basal body, hook, filament. Longest portion or largest portion of flagellum is filament. Next one, pili. Pili also called sex pili, made up of protein called pilin. These are useful for conjugation. Pili are useful for conjugation. Next, fimbriae. Fimbriae means these are bristle-like fibers. Bristle-like fibers useful for attachment of bacteria to rocks and tissues. So, that is the cell envelope modifications. Cell envelope modifications means flagella, fimbriae, pili. Flagella made up of protein called flagellin. Fimbriae made up of protein called fimbrillin. Pili made up of protein called pilin. Elongated tubular structures called pili. Elongated tubular structures called pili. Bristle-like fibers are called fimbriae. Fimbriae are useful for attachment of bacteria to rocks and tissues. Pili are useful for conjugation. That is about cell envelope modifications. Next, cytoplasm. This is the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm contains what type of ribosomes means 70S type of ribosomes. Right. And cytoplasm contains inclusion bodies. All these are parts found in cytoplasm. Next, the cytoplasm also contain the reserve food material in bacteria is glycogen and also PHB. The reserve food material in bacteria is glycogen and PHB. PHB means polybeta hydroxybutyrate. Polybeta hydroxybutyrate. The reserve food material in bacteria is glycogen and polybeta hydroxybutyrate. Next, ribosomes. What type of ribosomes do you find in a bacterial cell structure means 70S type of ribosomes. What are the subunits means 50S, 30S. The two subunits are held together at high concentration of magnesium. The two subunits of ribosome are dissociated at low concentration of magnesium. That is about ribosomes. This cytoplasm of bacteria contains ribosomes. Ribosomes are membrane or membraneless? Ribosomes are membraneless cell organelles. That is, bacteria contain ribosomes. True. Bacteria contain 70th ribosomes. True. Bacteria cell contain 80th ribosomes. False. Cytoplasm of bacteria contain cell organelles like ER, GC, lysosomes, vacuoles, chloroplast, mitochondria, etc. False. The cytoplasm of bacteria do not contain membrane-bound cell organelles. That is, mitochondria do not contain endoplasmic reticulum, do not contain Golgi complex, do not contain lysosomes, vacuoles, chloroplast, mitochondria, etc. etc. True nucleus is absent. Right. That is about ribosomes. A group of ribosomes on mRNA is called polysome or polyribosome. Next, inclusion bodies. Inclusion bodies means these are of three types. One is called phosphate granules, synophysin granules, glycogen granules, but not gas vacuoles. Inclusion bodies are of three types: phosphate granules, synophysin granules, glycogen granules. Gas vacuoles are not the part of inclusion bodies. What are the characteristics of inclusion bodies means? These are membraneless. These are inclusion bodies characteristic means these are not bounded by any membrane. They lie freely in cytoplasm. They lie freely in cytoplasm and they reserve food material. These are the three characteristic features of inclusion bodies. Inclusion bodies characteristic features means membraneless, they lie freely in cytoplasm, they store or they reserve the food material. Gas vacuoles are not the part of inclusion bodies. Next, bacterial chromosome. This is the bacterial chromosome. So, how many chromosomes are there in bacterial cell means only one. Bacterial chromosome is also called genophore. It is circular. It is singular, double stranded. It is double stranded. Don't say single stranded. A single chromosome, circular, double stranded DNA, and it is without histone proteins. That's why this type of DNA is called naked DNA. Single chromosome is present, circular, double stranded. Don't say single stranded. Circular, double stranded DNA, and it is without histone proteins. That is H2A, H2B, H3, H4. That type of histone proteins are absent in bacterial chromosome. Next, so that bacterial chromosome is also called genophore. Bacterial chromosome is also called genophore. Next, other than genetic material is called plasmid. That is extra genetic material. Additional genetic material other than genomic DNA is called plasmid. These plasmids are generally used as a vector in genetic engineering experiments. These plasmids are of three types: F plasmid, R plasmid, col plasmid, COL. So these plasmids are of three types: F plasmid, R plasmid, col plasmid. Each bacterial cell may contain 1 to 100 or more plasmids. These are smaller in size when compared to bacterial chromosome. That means these plasmids contain less number of genes than genophore. Each plasmid is circular. Each plasmid is double stranded DNA. So that means one point you have to remember, my dear students, both bacterial genophore and the plasmids, both are circular, both are double stranded DNA, and it is without distant proteins. They contain their own DNA, means DNA undergoes self-replication. These plasmids are generally used as a vector in genetic engineering experiments. Why? Because these are easily isolated and easily introduced into the another host cell. That's why the plasmids are used as a vector in genetic engineering experiments. So other than genomic DNA is called plasmid. Extra genetic material in cytoplasm is called plasmid. Additional genetic material present in cytoplasm is called plasmid. This is about bacterial cell structure. Now let's come to the nutrition in bacteria. Nutrition, this is very, very important to my dear students. Try to understand the meanings of these words. Photo means light. Photo means light. Chemo means meaning is inorganic or organic. When do we have to take inorganic means autotroph. Organic means we have to take heterotroph. Chemo means inorganic or organic. Inorganic means in autotroph. Organic means in heterotroph. Auto means CO2. Autotroph. Auto means CO2. Hetero means organic substances. These are the meanings of the given words. If you know the meanings, means then you are able to fulfill the tabular form. Again, photo means light, that is easy. Chemo means inorganic or organic. When do we take inorganic means autotroph. Organic means heterotroph. Next, autotroph means CO2. Heterotroph means organic. Next, type of nutritions. That is photoautotroph, chemoautotroph, photoheterotroph, chemoheterotrophs. That is all different types of nutritions are found in bacteria. That is all types of nutritions are found in bacteria. That is metabolic diversity. Metabolic diversity found in bacteria. All types of nutritions found in bacteria. Don't say other organism. Right. This is the energy source. So where does this energy is obtained? Where that carbon is obtained? So energy source, carbon source. Photoautotroph. Photo means light. Autotroph means CO2. Next, chemoautotroph. Chemo means inorganic or organic. Here what is the word is there? Autotroph. That's why we have to take inorganic substances. Oxidation of inorganic substances like nitrates, nitrites and ammonia, etc. So that is oxidation of inorganic substances. Autotroph means CO2. So that is carbon source. For chemoautotrophs, carbon is obtained from CO2. The CO2 can be taken as inorganic compound. Don't taken as organic compound. So chemoautotroph, don't by heart. Photo means light. Autotroph means CO2. Chemo means inorganic or organic. Autotroph is there means that is inorganic substances. Autotroph means CO2. Next, photoheterotroph. Photo means light. Hetero means organic. Hetero means organic. Chemoheterotroph. Chemo means inorganic or organic. Side heterotroph is there, now you have to take organic. Heterotroph means organic. So if you observe this tabular form, The type of nutrition in which both energy source and carbon source both are obtained from organic means, here it is organic, here it is organic. So both energy source and carbon source are obtained from organic substances means chemoheterotrophs. Chemoheterotrophs. Next, another bit. The nutrition or the type of bacteria in which they require neither sunlight nor organic. So here no light is required, no organic. So which require neither sunlight nor organic means chemoautotrophs. These chemoautotrophs help in recycling of nutrients. Which help in recycling of nutrients? That is chemoautotrophs. These chemoautotrophs belongs to nitrification in nitrogen cycle. Nitrification in nitrogen cycle. They help in recycling of nutrients. They require neither sunlight nor organic. Okay, what are the examples you have to see? Examples for photoautotrophs means chlorobium, chromatium. Examples for chemoautotroph means nitrosomonas, nitrobacter, begota, methanogens. Methanogens means a type of archaebacteria. Next, rhodospirillum, rhodopseudomonas. Chemoautotrophs, two types. Saprophytes, that is mostly belong to saprophytes means which depend upon dead organic matter, that is decomposers. Saprophytes mostly belong to saprophytes. Example, bacillus. Some are parasites. Example, salmonella. Another one, Delovibrio bacteriovorus. It is not virus, it is vorus. Delovibrio bacteriovorus. Okay. So please note down all these points, my dear students. Sir, after that, rubbing again. Now look at here, my dear students, reproduction in bacteria. This is the flow chart of reproduction in bacteria. Asexual reproduction, sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is of two types, binary fission, endospores. Binary fission, endospores. Sexual reproduction is of three types, conjugation, transformation, transduction. Right. The most common method of asexual reproduction is binary fission. Most common method of asexual reproduction is binary fission. Binary fission means, let us suppose this is one bacterial cell. One bacterial cell may become two bacterial cells. Time taken is 20 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes. So equal division. Binary fission means equal division. No formation of spindle apparatus. Number of cells will be doubled in each binary fission. Binary fission means the most common method of asexual reproduction is binary fission. In each binary fission, number of cells will be doubled. The time taken for binary fission is 20 minutes, 18 to 20 minutes. It is an equal division, don't say unequal division. Okay, so that is about binary fission. And endospore, the spore that is formed inside the bacterial cell is called endospore. Generally, one endospore is formed inside each bacterial cell, that is formed during unfavorable conditions, whereas binary fission occurs during favorable conditions. The reproduction that occurs during favorable conditions is binary fission. The sexual reproduction that occurs during unfavorable conditions is endospore. Generally, one bacterial cell may contain one spore inside the bacterial cell, that is so called endospore. Endo means inside. Example, Clostridium tetani. Clostridium tetani. Next, sexual reproduction. It is of three types: conjugation, transformation, transduction. Here two bacterial cells are involved. This is the plasmid undergoes replication, and this plasmid, replicated plasmid, enters from F plus bacterial cells to F minus bacterial cell. At the end of conjugation, F minus become F plus. So, the transfer of genetic material occurs between two bacterial cells. Cell to cell contact is called conjugation. This conjugation was discovered by Lederberg and Tatum in E. coli. Next, transformation. Outside DNA enters into the bacterial cell and it is integrated with the plasmid. It is so called transformation. Outside DNA enters into the bacterial cell and it is integrated to the plasmid. When the plasmid is replicated means the attached DNA also replicate along with the plasmid. This is so called transformation, discovered by Griffith in Streptococcus pneumoniae. How can you remember transformation? F for F. Like that you have to remember. Next, transduction. The transfer of genetic material through bacteriophage. When bacteriophage is attached to bacterial cell means the phage DNA enters into the bacterial cell. So, that is transfer of genetic material occurs through bacteriophage. This is so called bacteriophage. So, what are the differences means? Transfer of genetic material occurs through cell to cell contact is called conjugation. Outside DNA enters into the bacterial cell is called transformation. Transfer of genetic material occurs through bacteriophage is called transduction. This transduction discovered by Lederberg and Gender in Salmonella typhimurium. Here there is no gamete formation. That's why true sexual reproduction is absent in bacteria. True sexual reproduction is absent. Sexual reproduction is present. True sexual reproduction is absent in bacteria. Why? Because there is no formation of gametes in bacteria. Say sexual reproduction is absent in bacteria. False. True sexual reproduction is absent in bacteria. True. Why it is so called true sexual reproduction is absent means there is no involvement of gametes in. So, there is no formation of gametes in bacteria. That's why true sexual reproduction is absent. These bacteria may cause so many diseases like cholera, typhoid, that is Xanthomonas cetrae causes cetrus canker, cholera, typhoid, tetanus, cetrus canker, etc., etc. So many diseases, bacteria will cause the diseases. What are the bacterial diseases means? Cholera, typhoid, tetanus, cetrus canker. Most of the bacteria belong to which type of nutrition means? Chemoheterotrophs. Chemoheterotrophs. Chemoheterotrophs mostly belong to saprophytes. Saprophytes means which depend upon dead organic matter. Dead organic matter means decomposers. Most of the bacteria belong to decomposers. Decomposers example Bacillus. Okay. So please note down all these points. So what we have studied means Archaebacteria is completed. Eubacteria is of two types means bacteria is completed. In the next class, I will repeat the cyanobacteria and then mycoplasma and then actinomycetes. Okay, this is all about bacteria only. Please note down all these points.